Welcome to Rapid Relief Health. A profound and often unspoken shift occurs for many as they move through their 60s in the United States. Around the age of 66, on average, the period of healthy, vibrant living, what experts call the health span, begins to recede. This isn't merely about the number of years lived, but the quality of those years. It's a period when, for countless individuals, foundational strength begins to quietly ebb, a sense of balance becomes less certain, and the cherished independence that defines a life can start to feel fragile. Now, let's shift our gaze across the Pacific. In Japan, a different narrative unfolds. The country is home to over 95,000 centenarians, people who have not only reached the age of 100, but often continue to walk to the market, tend to their homes, and live with a striking degree of self-reliance. This longevity isn't shrouded in mystery or reliant on rare genetics or costly elixirs. The secret, deeply woven into the fabric of daily life, is a specific, intentional approach to movement. This isn't about grueling gym sessions or running marathons. It's about foundational, almost ritualistic movements that have been preserved for generations. Movements designed not for athletic performance, but for lifelong resilience. Today, we will move beyond theory and into practice. I will guide you through the three most essential Japanese movements that directly protect the pillars of aging well: functional strength, dynamic balance, and structural posture. We are not adding to your to-do list with a dozen complicated exercises. We are focusing with precision on the three that truly matter, the ones that address the core physical vulnerabilities we face as we age. These are movements you can begin today, requiring no special equipment, only a commitment to your future self. Movement 1. Shikodachi, the foundational sumo stance. Our journey begins with the ground beneath your feet. The first movement is Shikodachi, the foundational stance of sumo wrestlers. For over a millennium, this posture has been the bedrock of sumo, not for its appearance, but for its unparalleled ability to cultivate raw, practical strength and stability from the ground up. Here is how you integrate this ancient practice. Stand comfortably and take a wide stance, positioning your feet approximately twice the width of your shoulders. Gently turn your toes out. Now, the key action. Lower your hips straight down, as if you are settling your body weight precisely between your legs, not pushing it backward. Imagine you are descending between two panes of glass. Keep your chest lifted and open, your spine elongated, as if a string is pulling you gently upward from the crown of your head. You may place your hands on your thighs for initial support. Hold this position for 20 to 30 seconds to start. You will feel a profound engagement, not a strain, but an awakening in your quadriceps, your glutes, and your inner thighs. These are not just muscles, they are your primary biological machinery for standing up from a chair, climbing a staircase, and most critically, preventing a fall. The science validates this ancient wisdom. Research in biomechanics shows that wide stance squats activate a greater number of muscle fibers across the entire leg complex compared to narrower squats, while simultaneously distributing force more evenly, resulting in significantly less shear stress on the knee joints. Shikodachi is not an exercise for building bulk. It is a practice for maintaining the fundamental, non-negotiable strength required for autonomy at 70, 80, and beyond. Movement 2. Neko Ashidachi, the cat foot stance for dynamic balance. Strength alone, however, is an incomplete defense. The statistics are clear. A majority of serious injuries in later life do not occur from a lack of pure muscle power, but from a sudden, irrecoverable loss of balance. This is where our second movement, Neko Ashidachi, or the cat foot stance from traditional karate, becomes your daily safeguard. This stance mimics the precise, testing weight distribution of a cat as it prepares to pounce or navigate an uncertain surface. To practice, begin standing tall. Step one foot slightly forward so that only the ball of that foot makes contact with the floor, the heel raised. Your rear foot remains planted firmly, bearing about 70% of your body weight. Keep both knees softly bent, not locked, and ensure your hips remain squared forward. It is perfectly normal, even intended, for this position to feel slightly unstable. That subtle instability is the signal. It forces the deep, often neglected stabilizer muscles in your ankles, your hips, and your core to fire into action. These are the very muscles that engage in a split second to correct your step when you trip on a rug, slip on a wet leaf, or misjudge a curb. Hold this stance for 20 to 30 seconds on each side. Do not hesitate to perform it near a wall or a sturdy chair for support as you build confidence. The efficacy of this practice is so well recognized that modern rehabilitation clinics in Japan frequently incorporate neko ashidachi to restore proprioception and balance in patients recovering from injury. It is a direct line to preserving your body's innate reflexive ability to keep you upright. Movement 3. Seiza, the seated posture for structural alignment. Our final movement addresses a silent thief of vitality, postural decay. Over decades, modern life, characterized by prolonged sitting in chairs and sofas, shortens the hip flexors and weakens the core stabilizers, leading to a forward hunched posture that compromises breathing, digestion, and confidence. The traditional Japanese practice of seiza, or formal seated kneeling, serves as a powerful corrective reset. To practice seiza, kneel on a soft surface such as a carpet, yoga mat, or folded blanket. Fold your feet underneath you, with the tops of your feet resting on the floor. Gently lower your hips to sit back onto your heels. If this creates immediate discomfort in your knees, ankles, or thighs, that is a sign of the very tightness we aim to address. Please honor your body by placing a firm cushion or a specially designed seiza bench between your hips and heels to reduce the angle. The goal is not to endure pain, but to achieve a tall, relaxed spine. Sit upright, shoulders dropped away from your ears, chin parallel to the floor. Hold this position for 30 seconds to a minute. This posture provides a deep, passive stretch to the quadriceps and hip flexors, the muscles that, when tight, pull the pelvis forward and the upper body into a slump. Furthermore, unlike the passive support of a chair, seiza requires a gentle, continuous engagement of your deep core and spinal erector muscles to maintain the upright position. This quietly re-educates your musculoskeletal system, reinforcing the neural pathways for good posture every time you sit, stand, and walk. It is a natural, equipment-free antidote to the postural collapse that many mistakenly accept as an inevitable part of aging. Integrating the practice, the philosophy of Kaizen. How do you bring these three powerful movements into your life? The answer is found in a cherished Japanese principle, Kaizen, which means continuous improvement through small, consistent, and manageable actions. You do not need an hour-long workout. You need a dedicated 3 to 5 minutes each day. A simple routine could be 1 minute in shikodachi, the sumo stance, 30 seconds per side in neko ashidachi, the cat foot stance, and 1 to 2 minutes in seiza, the seated posture. That is the entire physical commitment. No gym membership, no high-impact stress on your joints, no room for overwhelm, just a focused daily ritual. This approach represents a fundamental shift in mindset. Aging is not merely the accumulation of years. It is, in large part, the active result of how we use or cease to use our bodies in specific supportive ways. The Japanese centenarians are not defying biology through magic. They are honoring it through purposeful practice. By adopting these three movements, you are not just exercising, you are participating in a time-tested tradition of self-preservation. You are investing directly in your future capacity for strength, stability, and grace. Begin today. Your future self, the one who rises with ease, moves with confidence, and lives with independence, will be profoundly grateful you did. Thank you for your time and commitment to your well-being. This is Rapid Relief Health.